Welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot, and welcome to your cards for July. So, pretty incredible month for you guys. We've got a lot of action going on in the 5th house and 11th house, which are pretty nice houses, you know. It's really about the play this month. It's really about allowing yourself to be in really positive, nurturing environments and situations, about being with the people that you love. Really important, there's an emphasis on friends playing a big role in your life. 11th house stuff can also be like really lucky, fated things occurring. It's a very karmic house. So you guys should have a pretty pleasant month. And I'm looking at these cards, and I'm seeing an emphasis of what I said, enjoying the moments, enjoying the play. But I think maybe the underlying tone is that of healing. And I'm looking at these cards, and I'm thinking about Chiron, which goes retrograde this month in your 7th house. And because there's an emphasis on other people, there's an emphasis on like love in general, and because we're in Leo season, I think there's a possibility to really do some intense healing as far as your relationships goes. Healing, you know, one-on-one important partnerships, husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends, even your children. There could even be healing within business relationships. It's a super productive time right now. It's not a time of hard work. It's not a time of pushing it. We're in retrograde season all month. We've got now Jupiter and Saturn retrograde. Jupiter and Neptune retrograde, joining Saturn and Pluto, and really Mercury is moving direct. Venus and Mars are moving direct. There's going to be a big emphasis on our personal planets. So July is going to kind of be like all over the place. You know, Venus is getting hit, Mars is getting hit, like making all of these aspects. And I think it's going to be a really different energy from day to day. There's not really that like one or two major themes like we've had going on for several months now. It's just a lot of intense day-to-day energy that's going to create scenarios for you. It's going to put you in the right place at the right time, having the right conversations with the right people, and it can produce a lot of magic and a lot of opportunity. But as well, there's a heart healing involved. Now, you guys are coming out this month as the Queen of Wands. I love this for you because it's super creative energy, right? Like when we're having this 5th house transit, things are going to start percolating. That's what I want to say with this Queen of Wands. Like there's going to be a lot of ideas that come in. Maybe it's through conversations with other people. Maybe you're feeling, you know, Queen of Wands can be very inspiring, and maybe you're in scenarios or situations this month where you feel immensely inspired. But I think that the things that you're thinking about, the ideas that you're having, the aha moments, which are bound to occur with this energy, probably surrounding like your relationship with others, is going to spark a lot of desire, creativity, and ambition for you. And I feel like the environment is changing. And I feel as though you are kind of behind the wheel of that change. Now, my Queen of Wands is ambitious, right? So, unlike the other signs, I have a feeling any bit of creativity this month is going to kind of turn into a bigger thing. I feel like this Queen of Wands is going to take these moments of inspiration and like turn them into concrete things. This is kind of the harnessing of the opportunities of what's in front of you. And I like it because the Queen tells me that you are in this receiving mode. And I don't like, they're showing me a sponge. I feel like you're absorbing all of this inspiration. Maybe, you know, maybe you're studying something new. Maybe you're meeting new and unusual people or doing things that are kind of out of the ordinary. And I feel like Libra just gets like the ideas, and Libra gets the ideas and then like runs with it, makes it happen, does something productive with it. And it also indicates to me that you're not afraid of change. You're not afraid of the movement. And this month does bring a lot of movement. And I feel like Libra's ready to make the changes, ready to make the adjustments, ready to just be better, to be in a better place, in a happier place. And I feel like Libra's kind of coming out of all of the 2020 stuff, and you know, it's summer in the northern hemisphere, and Libra's like, all right, it's time to enjoy life. And it's in the moments when you're enjoying life where the magic really happens. Now, your environment is that of the star. And this does talk about healing. It talks about renewing your hope and faith and seeing things in a different perspective. Now, I like this card in particular. This is probably my favorite star card in all of the decks, because in this picture there's kind of like this cord that's going to the sun. And this is what I'm talking about the inspiration. And I feel like the universe is giving you all of this inspiration. It could be coming from all different places. I mean, maybe you're watching stuff on YouTube. Maybe you're reading some books. Maybe you're doing the how-to stuff. Maybe you're watching like home renovation shows and you're like, no, I could do that. I could do it better, you know? But there's inspiration in your environment. And I think that the more you can take advantage of it, make something from it, absorb it in some way, there's an extreme amount of healing and happiness that occurs. The star card is also about being seen, about being noticed, about being authentic in yourself, being yourself, and breaking out of a level of stagnation or where you're stuck. That's what I get when I see the star card, is like, again, that aha moment of like, oh, that's why this isn't working, or that's why I'm not happy, or I need to change this. Now, because we're in retrograde season, we've got all these planets retrograde, it's really not about like what's happening outside in the world, okay? And I know it's tough to say, like, the world is crazy. Things are definitely crazy. And it's not easy to say, like, who cares? Turn off the news. But it's probably pretty important that you do. It's important that you detach from your environment enough to nurture this inspiration. If you're in a negative environment, if you're in negative relationships, it's probably going to bring out the darker side of the Queen of Wands, who could get very defensive. She can get very like territorial, okay? Territorial of your time and your space. And I think it's important, maybe because we have this communication card here underneath the star card, I think it's important for you to like have the conversations with people. You know, if you're in like this super inspired, creative environment, Libra, and all the people around you are probably like, yeah, but like, are you gonna grocery shop? Are you like, I get into those modes too, you know, you're just like kind of lost in the flow, and some stuff kind of has to give. And there's a responsibility as well when we're in this element to like explain to the people around us, you know, I'm just going to take some time for myself. I'm just going to really, I need some time and some energy to work on this thing. And I'm not saying you owe other people an explanation, right? Like, you don't have to get permission to have your space to create. But it would probably go easier if you were a little more proactive about it. Because I think it's other people, right? Like, this is such a Libra thing. Like, Libra wants to go off and do this thing. Libra wants to like go on this 3-month life-changing trip, right? But then how do you explain that to your kids or your spouse or your business partner, like, without the guilt and the resentment building? And the thing is, the star card, your environment is actually very conducive of the healing, like really supportive. And I feel like Libra is going to get a lot of support. And it might actually surprise you a little by how much other people are willing to support you if you communicate what your needs are. Underneath this Queen of Wands, we have the full moon in Libra. A win-win outcast is forecast. Now, this seems to be a repeated card. I'm pretty sure it's coming up in almost every single reading that I do. I am always with these cards kind of pulled towards the timing. Now, full moon in Libra occurs like next March, April of 2022. So we also have the new moon coming in Libra this fall, and I think that both of those times are going to be extremely productive to you. I don't think that this means nothing's going to happen until then. But maybe there's a goal you're setting, like if you're starting your own business or something, like you want to have the website up and running by the fall. You want to implement or hire your first employee by next spring. You know, I feel a sense of goal setting. If this is, and I am picking up an indication of travel in these cards, and ironically I used it as an example as well. So if there is like a big life-changing trip that you want to take, Libra, probably best to plan it out, have the conversations, make the arrangements, tell the people like, look, I really need you to like watch the kids or do the things or let the pets out. I'm going to need this time off of work. Set the goal in a reasonable amount of time and allow it to happen. Allow it to unfold. Now, I'm going to put the 9-card block up here so you could take a look. The first 3 cards in the block are the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, lots of 8 energy going on here. 8 is always about transformation. Now, ironically, the star card number 17 also adds to an 8. I think this is definitely a sign from universe, spirit, that these things are being supported. The universe wants you to break through. It wants you to have these experiences. It wants you to do this healing. Chiron, retrograde in the 7th house, all of these 8s, we've got to do some transformation as far as a healing process within our relationships. Some of us have been through a lot of disappointments. Some of us are finding ourselves in places where we're a little stuck, okay? Things don't feel like they're moving, and Queen of Wands energy is definitely not comfortable being stagnant. July comes, 8 of Wands. Things start happening. This is what I mean about the right people, the right place, the right time, the right book, the right YouTube video, the correct inspiration really coming at you, Libra. You could see this in a lot of different ways. Like you could have this idea, this crazy idea. Like, I am going to keep using the example of like wanting to travel and take this trip. And like the idea occurs to you and you're like, oh yeah, that would be really great, but I could probably never do it. And then like you start seeing the signs from the universe. Like you see a commercial for it on TV, or you see like something in a newspaper in a grocery store, and you're like, wow, like the universe is going to put it in your face. Because the universe wants you to break out of this rut. See, the 8 of Swords is where we're stuck. And it's self-imposed. It's an illusion, right? We're not really stuck. Like if we wanted to go on these vacations, if we wanted to do these things, we could do them. But there's probably something like that voice in our head that's like, you could never do that. People would think you were crazy. And it's all of this energy of like worried about what other people would think, or how other people would react, or if you would be disappointing somebody in one way or the other. And with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, that's like the blockage of your flow, okay? If you stay stuck, regardless of the signs from the universe, the people supporting you, the things coming your way. If you choose to remain stuck, you're gonna feel this blockage. When we're not in flow, right? When we're not in the right vibration and the right frequency, things just tend to not work out. Again, this is like the universe kind of communicating with Libra. Like trying to go to this meeting or something and you get a flat tire and you realize like every time you try to push forward in your life in the same way that you always have, the things that you typically do, the everyday things, nothing seems to be feeling right? Like it kind of reminds me of Mercury retrograde, even though Mercury is moving direct. The things that you're trying to do that keep you stuck in this old way of thinking or this old way of being are going to start to create resistance. It's going to be very obvious to you, Libra, in this month, like by way of contrast, what is right and what is wrong. And you will probably be able to feel that in your body. So pay attention to like how you feel in certain situations or in certain scenarios. Pay attention to your energy within your body. Like, are you nervous? Are you uncomfortable in certain scenarios? It probably means that you're not meant to be there. You're not meant to be doing those things right now. And of course, Libra might try to like push through, right? Queen of Wands. Just keep trucking, just keep doing it the way that you've always done it. Stick with the schedule. Don't veer off course. And the more that you attach yourself to that energy, the more it's going to be like in your face. Like, yeah, no, this isn't the right road. This isn't the correct journey. This isn't the place you're supposed to be. Now, what I love about this Eight of Wands underneath, and there's a lot of dichotomy between these cards here, which talks about your duality. Talks about like both sides of you, which is like such a Libra thing. Like we've got the scales here and there's like what I need to do for others and what I want to do for myself. That's kind of how I see it. We've got the Hierophant that talks about like all of this responsibility, and then we've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is really truly about your independence and stability. And there's probably gonna be like a lot of options. It's probably at the very least an extremely busy month, Libra. At the very least, there's like a lot of conversations, a lot of things going on. Eight of Wands, the energy is going to move fast. These ideas are going to come in fast. These offers are going to come in fast, like emails and phone calls and like, let's get this going. Everything's going to happen very fast. With that comes the responsibility of maintaining it, right? So say you're working a full-time job, but you want to start your own business, but it's kind of like a side gig now, but you start to really like invest because you've got all this creativity and your environment is saying like nurture yourself, go after your dreams, right? This is kind of Neptune retrograde. We got to focus a little bit more on the things that we love and a little bit less on the responsibilities. But if we don't properly let go of some of the stuff, we start to lose the stability. In other words, we start to feel a little bit stuck. Am I really gonna like move this side gig up or start advertising? Because then what if all the clients come in and I can't like juggle that and my 9-to-5 job, and then I'll have to like make this decision on what I want to do, and it's so overwhelming. It feels so overwhelming, like this need to make all of the decisions. And honestly, it's not a month to make the decisions. And I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on you. Like I see this Hierophant and this Nine of Pentacles. For some of you, there could be like people putting pressure on you to make the commitment, right? The Hierophant, make the commitment. Maybe, if you're in a dating scenario, somebody wants to like make it official or get engaged or move in together. And there's like part of Libra that's like, yeah, it makes sense, it sounds good. But then there's the other part where you're like, look at the things I'm giving up. Because I think there's a part of you that really embraces that Nine of Pentacles, which is freedom. It's not really having to explain yourself. It's not having to rely on anybody else, right? Nine of Pentacles to me is always like the pre-Empress mode, which means you have all that you could possibly want. You don't need anybody else to give you anything. And this is the perfect place to manifest from. You know, if you're coming from a place where like you're really relying on other people to make the commitments with you, it's really giving your power away. But when we're in Nine of Pentacles, it's kind of like, I'm going to be happy anyways, no matter what happens. I'm going to be happy even if they don't want to make the commitment. I'm going to be happy even if the marketing campaign doesn't work, even if I don't get the job. And there's kind of this feeling like it's more about the experience than it is about the actual outcome. Okay, so right here I'm looking at the sun in the middle of the reading, kind of sandwiched between this Eight of Swords and the Devil. And this is like the positive side of Libra that is dying to get out. Okay, more emphasis on needing the freedom, needing the expansion. And the Sun card is all about like the freedom to be yourself. There's a difference between people pleasing and enjoying the people that are with you because they truly love you. It's not about what you can do for them. It's not about it's not about the people-pleasing things. I think that's part of this lesson for Libra. I think that's part of this whole thing. Like, what happens if Libra lets it all go? What happens if you decide to be a little bit selfish this month? And like Mars and Venus making conjunction in your 11th house, opportunities are going to come and Libra is going to be like, yeah, I got to take this. Regardless of anything else going on, regardless of the responsibilities and the burdens, your freedom has to come first. But you want to be careful about what that freedom really is, okay? Because again, I'm looking at this healing in relationships. And I'm thinking about all of this kind of luck and these good opportunities. I'm looking at this Nine of Pentacles, the Sun card, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Clearly, this month is not going to be about the hard work. It's not going to be about catching up on the filing and the emails and getting to the bottom of things at work. This month is more about like the opportunities for the new stuff. And it's about getting to know what really makes you happy. And I think that in the beginning of the month, Libra has like a certain idea of what makes them happy. The thing is, the idea of what makes you happy might actually be the thing that makes you unhappy. And I just feel like there's some surprises in store for you this month, Libra. I think the universe is giving you a little bit more than you had planned. Now I see the Hierophant, the Sun, and the Knight of Cups, and there's like such beautiful energy here because with the Hierophant next to the Sun, I feel like you're making a commitment to self. And the commitment is to be in the positive energy, right? The Sun card is number one, a yes card. You want $1 million? Here it is. You want freedom? Here it is. You want to travel the world? Here you go. But it has to come from an authentic place. And if there's any part of you, Libra, that's saying, I want this to happen or I want that to happen, and it's not authentic, then you're going to find yourself kind of in a jam this month because the universe seems to be giving you whatever you're wishing for. Now, the universe can kind of play with you sometimes because it wants to know like your level of commitment, right? The Hierophant, commitment, Nine of Pentacles, the investment, Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Is there something that you're wishing for But then when it comes, you're kind of resisting it. The Devil card is the resistance. And I like the fact that we've got the Sun and the Devil card together, because this is kind of like the light and the dark, right? And I think there's an emphasis here on the good and the bad. And your understanding of the flow and your understanding of the things that you want. Everything in the world has a consequence, right? And I see Libra raising their vibration. I see Libra really doing the work. I see Libra healing and making like really big strides in their personal stories. Like, I see this as breaking out of the old story, the way life was supposed to be. You know, I want to get married, I want to have kids, I want to retire at a certain age, like all of the plans. But when you get them, you feel like, this isn't what I was hoping for. And you begin to make new dreams, because that's where we're all at. We're all in the new dream phase. What do you want next? How do you want your life to be? And there's like really real stuff that have unraveled to make this stuff kind of a possibility now, right? There's been so many shifts in our life. We're getting in and out of these relationships. We're getting in and out of these jobs. We're getting like less shackled by like the idea of desire and wanting to like have all the things. And I think life has kind of become a little bit more simpler, right? Like suddenly life isn't about having the best centerpieces for your dinner party. It's about like having the people that really, really resonate with you around that table. And that's what I mean. There's like a big shift in priorities. And when you have that big shift in priorities, you start to look at the darker side of why you felt differently before. Why you thought that those things would make you happy. Why you got yourself into these situations. And what are you going to do to change it? What are you going to do to change your situations? What are you going to do to get out of these things so that you could be in the sun energy? Because when we want to move towards the light, we have to come face to face with the dark, right? We have to reconcile some of our own demons. We have to confront our fears. And the fears, Eight of Swords and the Devil, are the things that are holding us back from taking advantage of the opportunities that come to us this month. Really, really super important that you get the fears in check. And I think that's why you got this full moon in Libra card, which is to say there's no wrong move. And I do want to say for some of you, these fated events that are headed your way probably can't be messed up because you said the wrong thing, or you missed an email, or you had to postpone an appointment. It's really not like that. When there are things that are meant to come in your life, 9 times out of 10, the universe is going to allow them to stay there until you're ready, right? And we've got the Star card in your environment, which is very gentle, and it's very like, we're here, Libra. When you're ready to take that step, we're going to support you. We got the Hierophant and the Knight of Cups here with the Sun. And to me, this is the epitome of Leo season. Because I don't care how much you want to please other people. I don't care how much you want to create a non-confrontational, less dramatic environment. I don't care how much you are, hell-bent on creating that. What you truly want and desire, you won't be able to fight. Which is what I was saying earlier about realizing when you aren't in the flow, realizing when the universe isn't working with you. And the Knight of Cups with the Sun is all about feeling the feelings and following your heart. So if there's a certain story or a certain expectation you set for yourself, like something's got to go this way, or I would never go on this vacation, all of a sudden this opportunity comes up, and here's Libra, and you know you want it, You know you want to give this a try. You know you want to invest. You know you want to put your heart into this. You know you want to market this product or start this business because this really resonates with your soul. This makes you happy. This is on your frequency. Then it means that you have to overcome all the fears and all the reasons why you shouldn't. Why you shouldn't take that trip. And the Strength card next to the Devil means whatever it is that holds you back. Look at this. 9 of Pentacles in the Strength card. This is Virgo and Leo. This is like the time and the place to break the chains of this devil. And I just feel like this devil has a lot to do with other people's expectations and plans for you. Or your own expectations and plans for yourself. Now the overall energy, bottom of the deck. Oh my God. Leo for real. I mean Libra. I don't know why I keep saying Leo. 3 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Like really? Things are going to change so quickly. Okay? You're manifesting it. It's happening right now. You're in healing mode. There's just certain parts of you, certain parts of your subconscious, and probably your relationship with receiving support and love from others as well. Because that's a scary thing. Sometimes we have to ask for the stuff. When we ask for the stuff, there's always a possibility of like, no. You want to ask somebody to go out, or you want to ask somebody if you can take an extended vacation. Yeah, the possibility is no. But the courage, the Strength card, ask anyways. Even if it's unreasonable, ask anyways. Listen, I don't see any bad intentions here. There's nobody in your life that has bad intentions. The only energy that you have to overcome is that voice in your mind that says, don't ask, don't piss them off, don't push your luck. And I think this month is really all about pushing your luck, Libra. It's about breaking through all of those things you never thought you could break through and living the life, living the authentic life that you've always dreamed of. The stuff that you knew you always wanted. Now, your oracle cards are number 15, breaking down to a 6, Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Now this card breaks down to a 6, which is a divine card, and it's about love, and it's about your heart. And this is about the cleanup process, cleaning up the things that keep you from living your dream. There's things that have to be done. There's questions that have to be asked. There's requests that need to be made. There's conversations that have to occur. Air element, 8 of Wands. There's certain actions you have to take in order to get this ball moving. And the only reason that you're stuck, the only reason why the things aren't happening yet is because your own fears and doubts, your own preconceived notions of how it's not going to go well. And that's the stuff we have to clean out. We have to be so super conscious of what fear is doing to our minds. And then you got these 2 cards. Again, a card number 1 and a card number 6. Now we got the Bone Collector, and this talks about wisdom, and it talks about wisdom from the past. Now, like I said, there's definitely a 7th house emphasis for you guys. There's definitely, relationship emphasis here with that Chiron going retrograde and the Star card here in your environment. It's about healing the past. It's about forgiving it, understanding it, having the correct perspective on it. It's about knowing that the past experiences had to happen in order for you to become the person you are today, right? This is just about how the universe works. It's a card number 1. It's a card of, Aries and taking action, but taking action from a place of wisdom and from your experiences. But there's also an ancestral wisdom that comes here, which tells me especially because it came out next to the number 6 card, which is that of the Mountain. It tells me that, again, there's so much support. Libra, I don't know if you even realize there's support from people you don't even know. The universe is working for you. Once you decide that you deserve this life, once you make the decision that you're going to do the things that make you happy, that you're going to take the risks that can make your dreams come true, everything kind of works with you. Because the universe has been waiting for you to make this decision for a really long time. And I feel like once you do, there's kind of like this standing ovation from all these people on the other side. Like, yeah, Libra finally did it. Libra finally has the breakthrough. And under that, we got the card of the Mountain, card number 6. I love this card, guys. I actually want to read this to you. I don't always do that. Card number 6 is such a divine number for me. You have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. This is the time to adapt. Sometimes you'll come across what appears to be an insurmountable obstacle, like a huge mountain that separates you from your success. You might think that climbing it or chiseling away at it is the answer, but why take such a treacherous, tedious approach? Be like the rivers that flow around mountains naturally. You'll move past the obstacle relatively quickly if you choose the easy way around. This is a time to adapt to your circumstances. If you do decide to climb, remember to take one step at a time, opting for the next right action. See, I think that it's so clear that you're being guided. If you're not tuning into your intuition this month, if you're not having those aha moments and feeling like you're finally figuring things out, it's probably because it's not the right path. When we have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, it's the idea that you're out of flow, like I talked about. And you might be trying to climb some major mountains and make something work. Like I said, that energy of like making life cooperate the way it always has, when the truth is you don't vibrate at that level anymore. It's not your frequency and it's not going to work out. So you could choose to adapt and flow and move to the next thing, to move on to the next thing, or you can stay really stuck. Either way, win-win outcome is forecast. Either way, you're going to get around this mountain. But this month, all of this 11th house stuff is really and truly an opportunity to take the easy way out. The universe is handing you some amazing gifts, and you could really take advantage of it if you would, lower the pressure that you have on yourself. Ask the unreasonable requests, and I bet you the universe is going to cooperate. All right, Libra, beautiful, beautiful reading, guys. I do hope it's a really wonderful month for all of you, and I will see you again for the August readings. Take care, guys. Bye.